The thing keeps going back is the grip.
Yeah. Have you been playing with that paddle?
This one?
That's your only one?
My only one.
Yeah.
I've been looking at the new carbon, and also there was some, I can't remember the name.
There's another Yola that's been going around. It's pretty good. I've got some players playing with that Yola now.
And it wasn't a Yola, it was another one that was on the...
There's a Proton. And there's a Gearbox. Talking about the pros?
Yeah.
There's a Paddle Tech.
Maybe that's what it was.
There's a Paddle Tech that you might be interested in. Yeah, you got it. Let's keep them coming. Yeah. All right.
I haven't been able, because I don't have anybody to just hit with.
Yeah.
They're playing, and so I can't do too much with my,
You'd have to start a group, which I'm trying to get for you. I've got guys for you to play, but you have to come over to Mount Feed.
Yeah, I mean, I can play, but what I mean is I can't come out and say, well, I do that. Periodically we'll do a two-hander, but I don't like to do it in
that little baby tui we were doing the other day at your, you know, that's a good court. I got another guy that lives there.
They are, and I mean, they're so shielded.
Yeah, you know, they put those blankets up.
Exactly.
I bet you that's going to heat up.
It is heat up. They do have that at John's Island because the guy didn't want the noise.
I
So
heard that.
it is so dense you can't see through it. So it's great for wind.
You talking about Alan Fleming?
Yeah. They're going to supposedly.
I knew a bunch of guys over there. Do you know a guy named Steve Martin? No.
I know them mostly, but there's
He
some.
lives over there. I think he lives like near Seabrook, Kiowa, but he goes to that course. You know, Kiowa got new course.
I went to a guy who come down and play on Kiowa River. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, Kiowa River or Roy Bar.
I didn't go to River. I played tennis at Roy.
Was there 6 or 8 courts at Kiowa River?
Yeah.
Those are new, or newer.
They're nice. They got goats close by. You need a little yoga.
Yoga goat?
Yoga goat.
There we go. There it is. Man, I had Jerry doing tons of tui today.
How's he doing?
It's hard. He's getting it. He's trying to drop some weight. Yeah. Boom. All right, we're starting to get dialed in here. Yep. Wow. There you go.
All right.
You there, baby. Get that sound going.
I know when I do that. Yes, get over it. You never do that. Ever. You can't stop.
If you were really dialed in, you short off that.
I know. It's got to have the correct speed, but usually end up, anyway.
So now you're seeing that forehand go down. I'm going to speed that up. And I'm going to see if that trap will come out or that block volley. Yeah, and then I'll pick that up. Right here. Whoa! I think you're getting it. Right here. I'll swing. There you are. Yep. Uh-oh. counter's coming already.
That's right.
Easy.
Whoa.
So I'm going to be trying to, if you speed up, I'll block.
Okay.
Yeah. Coming hard. That's it.
Yeah, that was.
There's true feed trap. That's true feed trap counter. Yeah. Feed. Sorry.
No, you don't be sorry.
Ooh, that might have been in.
It was, I was counting it good because I wasn't. I was out of the point mentally. I was down. I wasn't.
You definitely can see your bounce, so you're good. Right here. Yeah. You're there.
And a little bit too much swing for me.
I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this little sponge real quick. Yeah, just hide that. Let's see if we can get. So I'm gonna speed up the volleys a little bit, and then they'll stay in. Yeah. Easy. Speed. Counter. Yeah.
Keeping
This is a great drill. So if we're keeping this extended, you can do that with a plastic ball. Big drop. Counter. That's it. Up. There, you count. Down, on, sit. So if it gets high, I'm going to throw it down.
Okay.
And that'll be the chip.
I should still be. I
Light.
want to stay basically out here, and I don't want. I want to keep very little motion.
Well, the reality of me getting that ball back on the ground is very, very difficult. So you're really can trust your volley and your counter because you'll be extended. For me to get that ball to drop with any pace at all, it's as soon as it starts to rally, I would have to really have touch. So your feet are protected until that thing dies. And then you have to, that's where the better players are, is getting this lost ball out of your body. That's why I kind of stay wide so that your feet don't get, because as soon as this ball gets near your ankles, right, you're already here. You're not moving back much unless you throw a high ball. But just stay with that feet trap counter. Yeah. Feet, counter, sit. And then your control will be after your first counter. You're really going to have to trust where you found it. And hopefully it's a punch, not a swing.
Right.
Then this player, if I get the ball back, it's probably your ball. Because I'm in total defense with no idea where you're punching.
Sorry.
Yeah. Really, the ultimate game is just being on top of most volleys. Big speed. Down. Sit. Up.
And there was no reason for me to tap it out.
You'll just leave it. If I steal your bounce, there'll be a problem. If you can make it get close to a bounce, you're going to just see me constantly pop up. Now, if I could get touch on it, it may not make it to you. But I started this problem because I sped up your throw. Right here. Now you're in. So then you can reach in a little bit farther.
Okay. And just catch it.
Because this one's coming, right? Boom. Yeah. And then you start that process over. There. Yeah. And that's a great ball. And not only do I have I'm really in trouble. Big swing.
Ah.
Yeah. Kind of almost every rally is going to be like that if you get balls down. Big. Oh yeah. Couple more with this.
I should probably go in that way.
It's going to be tough. It really depends on this first throw. So there it is. Yeah, and then you just, then that one, it could end, or you can, so if you don't swing out, you can stay in, well, you stay in your rally. You're pressuring, kind of just throwing it down versus hitting it.
Just like I'm catching the ball. Like,
yeah.
I just,
that's a trap. I mean, that's a trap, or it's a,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else to call it. You could call it a
Well,
block, but it is not a true, it's not an offensive move.
Mm-hmm.
This is, you're trying to get, you're clearing out your back. Right here. Yeah, because then there, that's more of a touch volley versus what if you extended on that, even though that's a real low ball. Right there. Yep. Oh yeah. Yeah. You have it. So like you're basically not running around. We either have to give it to you or them or your partner. And the holes are small.
Right.
So you can reach for a hole without moving.
But it's one thing I've just been most happy with is I've been able to move without pain.
Sorry.
I thought I might get it with foot. I thought the fifth bounce I was
One
getting.
more right here. So you still got to have a loose grip. Big boom. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There it is. One more. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. That's it. There's your little throw. There's your feet. Yep. Yep. There it is. Kenny, that's pretty good. Let's see if it translates to plastic and then we'll get a drink. You like that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the, yeah.
Okay.
So I teach.
And so I want my technique up here when I'm thinking fast. I want to keep it here. If I see where it's going, I'm not trying to do much of anything except catch the ball. Fire, it's going to bounce off my.
The better you get at that, you can find holes, but you're really trying to manipulate where you finish with the counter. Because if you're finishing with the trap right off of their speed ups, you're just on a low board. They shouldn't be speeding you up anyway. They're going to stop speeding that up if you're all over it.
It's true. That's one thing I saw.
So that's why you have to extend the rally, because the better player, they won't speed up.
Unless they.
As soon as you quelled that urge, then they're going to go, oh man, this guy's flat. And then they're going to have to start dinking.
And I do notice that I didn't think it came a little more physically than it is in my head. It frequently ended up I wasn't getting many balls. But they were playing.
That just starts with where you go. So then once you go
exactly. I know. I was just saying, well, at first I was thinking I was a little bit, well, they don't want me to play, and then secondly, they want to win.
They want to win.
They don't want to.
And they've decided as a team, you don't know what they're talking about, but they're probably.
Well,
I would say the lower strategy is they want to go to the weak play. But then once they start that, what happens is the whole court just becomes They're just icing it. They're going to ice a better player out. Especially now, you might get the last ball that's going to be a bad ball because of this person on this side.
And the reason when there are some better players that I've gotten with, and they're I need to be able to counter hard balls.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get a point every time they hit it hard at me here.
So you or a pickup. It's a hard. So if you haven't touched the ball in 5 balls, and then this person pops up, the best way is just to go back to you.
Right. Because I'm asleep and I've not been doing anything.
It's gonna be a hard ball. And that's just part of pickleball.
Exactly.
All right, here we go. And then, so this ball doesn't fly as fast.
Okay.
Good.
And that's so much motion, right? You get used to the.
Lead. My bad. I'm gonna try to get first one down. Yeah. Counter. Oh. Trap. Counter. Yeah.
I should probably. I was wondering about the Tui with that.
Counter. Oh yeah. My bad.
No?
Yeah, well, you're still going to want to counter with your
That's true.
the first one if you can.
Okay.
Yeah. So, whoa, my bad.
No, it's not. It wasn't bad.
That was a throw. That was a throw from
I know,
behind.
but it wasn't
Right here?
vicious or anything.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. There you are. Now you're in. Yeah. That's what you want. So you're a better player with pace. And you don't actually, you just need more, you can rely on your skill and your position, and you don't have to whack at it.
And that's better skill regardless.
Wow. Yeah. Sorry, right here. That was all right.
Oh, I missed it. I misjudged where it was going. I thought you were going cross court. Go.
Come a little earlier on your trap. Right there. Little net. You'll handle it. Hold on. Let me throw that ball. Yeah. Right here.
I'm jumping.
Try to
Get out there.
let me see where your first throw goes. So if your throw goes here, and you know I'm going to speed up two-handed, take that little extra step, trying to get the inside of your knee on top of the bounce. Okay. If you cross me up, you're going to have to take the left foot. You're going to have to move. You're trying to free up your belt buckle to be in line with your handle. If you're out here, it's just hard to find. Right here. Counter. Yeah. Yep. See it? Yeah. Play it. Right here. Yeah. Again. Out by 2 feet, Kenny. Shows you what's probably happening on the court if you decide to leave them. You guys are just hitting out balls. On this speed up right here,
Right.
that's higher than,
It's gonna be-
I would say if it's higher than 3 balls, That's probably playable. That is out. But you've already committed. So you gotta play it. You gotta play it. We'll go one more round. We'll get it.
Yeah. And right now I'm wanting, no matter if it's out, I want to raise it.
So see how much strength you have on the court as you've extended down, and you can still be ready for another ball.
And I was still in balance.
There you are. Oh yeah. One more.
Get one more.
Try not to rotate the trap. Try to smother it.
Okay. And what I'm trying to think of is just like you're throwing me a ball.
Yeah, he's catching. You may have to
translate.
You may have to put your head near it. Yeah, that's a little scary. Right here. There you go. Yeah, count. There you go. There's a delay, and you have more time. When we watch it back on this film, you're gonna see that even though it might be pop, 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 it is. The camera's just on you. There's some delay. Down. One more. Yeah. Right here. Oh. Yep. Down. That's good. Good break point right there. Okay. Yeah. Look at this. All right, so you got a little room now. Probably a good lady. Little mid-court, feeding trap from there.
And I'm trying to do your.
You're just gonna stay there for a little while.
To your feet. I'm trying to hit it back.
Yeah, or you can just, I'm gonna power volley anyway. Yep. You got that.
I don't usually do this.
Transition.
I'm at that way. I don't usually say that. I have to try to do that.
The first
will be.
I mean, you can. So if you want, that's what Jared. He'll give me a little power if you want. Right here, though.
Well, I guess.
And then that, I'll feed a few.
I'll just hit it to you. To
hit it anywhere. Yep. And then you want to at least try to pick that up. Probably going to be maybe like a little baby 2 weeks. There you go. Yeah. And then so you'll see the pace. So if I add pace, you won't be able to hit contact. Right? So you'll have to throw that.
Okay.
That's why start with that throw. There you go. You got it. Yeah. There you go. No. Yeah. We're fine. Stay there. Oh, there's my vertical. Not much, Kenny.
I can imagine you
with my battle. I was
18. That would have been stuff.
I could, if I could cut the ball, I could dunk. Palming that ball is big. Right here. Yeah. Not bad. That's tough. So that's your volley trap. So you'll be moving through that though eventually. I'm just keeping you at bay right now. Yeah. That's a good ball. So if you, I mean, if you think that you can rip that and keep it low.
Don't know yet. Right now it's just
easy. Right here. Right here. Yeah. 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 There it is. That's very good, brother. That's amazing. So you're just rolling that. See how you're getting that dip to come down? Down. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There it is.
Oh, that is it. Except for the last one, I think.
Go big. There's your ball. Yep. Yep, there it is. So there you got two good balls after that really nice ball. And you didn't have to exert, you don't have to exert too much energy.
True. I'm not just dashing up to the front.
No, you're not, it's not rip and volley. No.
Got it.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Look at that big swing of mine.
So that would be just, I mean, it's a little toward the middle.
Yeah.
You could come down on it without a swing though. So you could take it, it's more pressure than, I gave you enough power.
Yes, you did.
You could just beat it down and then you're just back in and then I'm gonna have to come up with that ball. I'm doing myself in by speeding that up. Right here.
Stay down.
That's tough. Okay, so you're gonna have to change.
I'm gonna have to step back for that. It's too many short hops.
What if you could just change your grip a little bit?
And volley it?
No.
No volley.
Dig. Flush it out with that hand.
Do I want it to be that way?
So like I'm already being ball, so maybe it's like you.
You like to do
A shovel. It's called a shovel. So now you can either drive with your hips. You got to have this as your kickstand, right? Because you're leaning, or you're leaning back, or you can drag it, right? But you're not gonna, you won't flesh it out on free fall.
But I'm not doing that. It's kind of a stiff grip.
The shovel. It's gonna be. You're gonna feel where you have some good power and control. Here's your power. If you could have a drive.
Do I want to angle that way?
I think you have to find out where you're at. Come in a little bit closer. Let's see how that looks. It's a shovel. It's a shovel motion, right? So it's here. It's more body weight. It's not a true swing out. Go ahead. Right there. Yeah. Yeah. So now your body weight.
Exaggerating.
Yeah. But your body weight's coming this way.
Yes.
Get it?
Yeah. And
It's almost just like you're throwing balls back into the court. I'll give you one right here. Yeah, plenty of power. Instead of this sweet spot roll true drive, it's not a real drive. It's a leaning shovel drive. Yeah, like that. Easy. Yeah, look how low that is. Yeah, there it is.
It should, and it seems like it should take less timing.
Dude, if you get this, so versus swing, right? So instead of breaking wrist with an open stance, you're here, you just driving as you move. Especially mid-swing. Right. Two more steps, you're at the line.
True.
Now, a little deeper is tough, but Jerry seems to do it, and he hits balls behind him, kind of throwing your body at it, point where you're going with it. You can translate it right here real quick. I'll just show you a little bit of. Yeah, so that's called the shovel. Yeah, that's a true shovel, where instead of trying to come around it and get on top, you're here and you dink. You're throwing the dink, right? You're just throwing that. You don't even need to come up probably right here.
I know.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that. I like that one.
Yeah. But you have to have but that's you have to calm down their return.
True. Yeah.
So you could either drive something that's got pace, or if I give you hard pace, right? You're just gonna block. You're just gonna trap it off the ground with a shovel, right? Like a reset. Yeah. Yes, sir. There it is. Because now I got to deal with that ball, and it's got a little spin on it.
It's got top spin.
It's staying in the court.
Yeah.
It's staying in the court. It then allows you, because you look at that loop that you've got on it. You got a little loop on it, and you just crawl right back in and stay. See what I do with it. Yeah. There it is. So you're gonna have to use one of your good knees and stick. You gotta stick it. Don't get too lopsided. Because if you go right, so if you get over top of your power base, you're going.
I'm still laughing.
Can you go wide?
At your comment.
Well, no, sorry.
No, I like it. Say, well, I got a titanium.
That's
and I
a
got a
Porsche.
I got a little more.
You got a Ferrari and a kickstand. I like it.
And I got the
right there. That's beautiful. So that's a little bit of footwork involved.
Yeah, well, I had to be able to get that.
So what if you just took one control? So instead of chopping like normal tennis guys, you kind of stay and you just lean, right? Yeah. You just find the ball. Yeah. So now I'm down here tending to this ball, and then you take the space. And so I'm either gonna have to throw line. I gotta get that shot's nearly impossible, or I'm gonna pop up.
I gotta get used to not being too tight on the grip here. I see what
kind of around your back to your feet. It's like you're actually taking a ball that's really not even yours, or it's close to you, and you bring it back to you versus going to the other play. Like you may never. The thing where you're playing is if you give them a ball, you may never see it again, right? So you take a ball and bring it back to you, you get another play. Yeah, right there. It's like you're corralling it.
I do want to move a little bit.
A little bit. That. And you just know I'm not going to get a big ball. I will not be able to get a big ball. You throw, just do a regular throw, see what I do with it. So you go traditional, kind of the traditional out of your, so this is your control ball, right? The feed is your control ball. You throw that in between your knees, throw it, and see what I do with it. Yes. Now you can work. Yep, now I'm on top. Yeah. Sit. There it is. Oh my God.
Look at that one.
You got good luck on that. So now you gotta tame the beast. There's a hybrid of that that's not so violent, right?
Yeah.
So now go back to your fourth throw back there, and then you gotta try to get in. I gotta become the victim at some point, right? So I'm the, oh my God, my bad. No running, please.
I'm at the phase where I think it's stimulating the growth. I've got my own theory about what the knee is doing. I think it's healing.
Is it telling you? Is it communicating at least?
Yes, I can run without pain.
Do you get feedback?
I know that before, every time I took a step, I knew there was.
You felt like
There
you
was
were running
inflammation.
down,
It was like running on a corn.
running down a hill.
It was like having a blister on your knee every time. But now I can run. I don't feel totally at liberty to use my total speed, but at 74, I'm not sure what that is. It could be
You
scary.
don't want to be running down a hill. You know where you know when you run down a hill and you don't feel nothing, like a baby. You ever watch a little kid run down a hill?
Yes, I've seen.
They cannot feel their legs. Zero gravity. All right, you're back. We'll get a drink here in a second. Let's see what this looks like. So you got all this weaponry, right? You got to throw. You've got to drop. You got to drive. If you want to open up, you can, but that typically sends you back. You have the drop. You have the hybrid drop. As long as this ball is dipping.
That brings me to the one that has been helpful. Your early instruction. My return. Using this, not using my tennis toe, but use that step and basically use that arm to just pull it right down the line. I don't have to go around and it's done a lot with arm. But now, don't need the wrist. I gotta calm it down, but I've got the general idea about what you're talking about.
Because even though this is a different grip, but your wrist is locked.
Yeah.
Right? You're shoving it. It's a shovel. It's like you're shoveling. There's some things you can start doing like that, but this will get you out of a mess. I mean, it just gets you a mess and it gets you to step in. You might be able to
Right.
feel it.
Yes. It's a step.
Ah, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's try a couple more. All right, that's you. Yeah. There it is. And I think that is, I think it's a little big of a backswing.
Yeah.
I don't think you need it.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's a really nice drop.
Yeah. I think that would be effective in my
If you can pull that off without a lot of errors, it might be an easier drop than you do. That's
I
a
I'm
drive.
just trying to play with
That's a big drive.
it. I know. I'm just too excited about getting a new shot.
You got a new shot. Here it comes. Yeah. Yeah. Then that will be a dig. I think, no.
Okay.
At that point, the pace has changed. And then you have to surrender a little. That's a reset time.
Too big, way too big. Okay.
Hey, if I give you enough pace that you don't need rotation, just kill it. Yeah. There would be the time to kill off of the ground and the roll. There's a hybrid, right? So you're either going to be taking it out of the air, but like you were doing, right? So you were giving me balls that were dipping here. So you either want to, those are going to be eating your feet, or you're going to lean in on a forehand or a backhand roll, whichever which way you can. So if you come all the way to the line, right, and I'm getting balls here, you got to, so you want to be hitting. You want to be hitting, you want to keep me at the line, but you can't really just use your arm. You have to use your body to throw that ball back, either forehand or backhand.
Well, I think okay.
I'll try. We'll just try a couple right here where you just roll volley, right? Yeah. That's how it's gonna look. Yeah, that's how it's gonna look. Yeah. But now if you give me a bounce here,
you're gonna kill me.
I'm coming in with a big drive. So now you have some length to get to. Yep. Yeah. And I'm gonna try to keep that going unless I get a ball that I can get on top of. Okay. There you go. Right here.
Ah.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Right here. And that's when my shovel will come out, because I've taken one of these gates and I'm not going to retreat. So I've just got to field it.
I like that. What's wrong with that?
And all I'm really doing is just kind of sneaking in. Yeah. I mean, you got to help. You can use that net pretty good, bro.
That's true. I like the net.
Oh yeah. So I can get to gate 2.
Sorry, my fault.
And now try to feed this off the ground and roll it. Yeah. There's my shovel. Pretty good. Would you shovel my shovel?
I shoveled that shovel. But you had me.
See how low you got?
Had me, but you got me.
Yeah, but I couldn't get on top.
Yeah.
And I got on, my top was the net. Yeah. Oh yeah. You kind of take what I do and then you see maybe what works and what doesn't. Okay.
Got it.
So do you think that that's a slow, painful way to do it? Getting a good roll on that top spin, right? And you can either use lines. I mean, you're still drilling with me, not going over there.
Right.
But we'll know.
Yes.
Try a couple. Yeah. All right. That's not bad. One more. I'll try something different. Right, so if I just keep driving, you're just going to drop volley. That's why I can't drive. It doesn't make sense for me to drive.
True. Gotcha.
I'll do the last one. Right here. Right here. Oh yeah. There you go.
Oh.
Not